The E63 and E64 M6. I don't remember which is which. I never do. I've got a hard roof on this car. It's carbon fiber up there. This is the '09, 39,000 miles, and now a manual. And there is our 3D printed trim piece that took like 3 months to get. I do not understand how it took so long. It's relatively unfinished. It fits in there. The button fits. The button works. The only thing I don't love is, it's black plastic, but the finish has some texture in it. You can tell it was 3D printed. So I've ordered some Easy Scratch BMW spray stuff recommended to me by Stratton. So we're going to give that a shot when it comes in later this week. But otherwise, the car's driving very well. The little exclamation mark there in the lower display is for service. It's complaining about a brake fluid flush. I'll have to check the work order, see if we did that. If so, we'll just clear the CBS data. If not, I'll recommend it to the customer. But we are really, really, really close on this car, which is good news. Compared to the M5, it's really not too much different. It feels like a smaller E60 M5, really, with a more raked windshield and a lot less interior space. Kind of a quirky interior, but so is the E60. Mechanically, it's all identical to the E60 M5. The only parts that change are our trim pieces. The shift knob and boot are different. EDC button surround trim is different. All the rest of it, wiring and mechanicals for driveline, shifter linkage, pedal linkage, all of that's the same. I've talked about that before, but the interior ergonomics of the 6 Series, I think, are not quite as good as the E60. I have bashed my elbow into that e-brake handle when it's up several times. I think it's too far forwards. But my biggest complaint, it's no fault of the car, it's just these coupes, and I have the same problem with the E92, is the doors. The doors are so long, you really can't open them once you're parked anywhere in a parking space or a garage. And that may partially be because here in Southern California, our parking spaces and garages are really small compared to the Midwest or even much of the East Coast. But you need a lot of room outside the car to get these massive doors open. Hey, what's up? We got Monday night. Kind of feels like a Sunday. Kevin was just here, 10:20. So he wanted to come up, and he's got the vibration under braking, so he wanted to swap out a wheel that another shop told him was bent for my old spare kind of front wheel. So he did that, and then came back here. He picked up some Naughty Barrel for dinner. I made leftover steaks from last night. I'm watching Seinfeld, doing some upcoming travel plans. I don't get myself. I'm on the road for like 3 months. I'm home for 2 weeks. That's like, let's book another trip and go fly a few thousand miles. But it's months out. It's a special occasion. It's shaping up to be really, really cool. So I'm very excited about that. Busy ass day at the shop today. Alan's working on, it's these gremlins and a couple cars that are 99% done. And we have this one issue in the Interlagos Blue supercharged E60 M5. We don't have cruise control. It says cruise malfunction, and the only code stored in the DME is for brake sensor test switch plausibility. And we have chased all the wiring, we have checked the coding, we have checked the DME programming, we've replaced the switch, swapped it with known good switches, adjusted the switch. I don't know. We've looked at every component in that circuit, and it just does not make sense. So I'm gonna have Sergio look at it tomorrow, fresh eyes with his own tools, and see if we can come up with something there, but it is bugging me. Then the Black Sapphire 530, we had the sporadic codes for idle control valve jammed or stuck open. Replaced the valve. I mean, we've been through the whole thing. We've replaced everything in the circuit, oxygen sensors, mass airflow meter, started swapping throttle bodies, swapping accelerator pedals back and forth. And then finally we pull open the DME, and there's some oil in the connector. And it turns out the cam sensor, one of the cam sensors, like the intake cam sensor, failed and was allowing oil to pump through the harness and foul the harness. Okay, that makes sense. So we replaced the harness, we replaced the cam sensor and the idle control valve again. Everything's dry, everything's clean. And now we have misfires on warm-up, on odd number cylinders, and O2 sensor codes, which is not even part of the engine harness. That's a separate harness that goes to the O2 sensors. We didn't disturb it, and now there's codes for it. It doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. Why would replacing an engine harness cause O2 sensors when the O2 sensor plugs aren't even on the harness that we replaced? It's just stupid. So I'm gonna have them look at that stuff tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm still working on my inventory project. The 5 cabinets are hung and almost 100% full, and I still have more parts. I had hoped that 5 would do it. It's not going to. I can easily add another 4. I don't know if I need another 4. I'm gonna have to rent a rotary hammer drill again from Home Depot to drill in cement. But I want to do this once, do it right, and as long as we're in this space and approximately this size, I want this to be the inventory system. So I'm going to order more stuff tonight. I got more drawer dividers on the way. They're out in California, so now they have to come from Texas. Everything is a hassle. It's always 5 steps further than you think, but we are getting there and we will prevail. So that is it for Monday. I'm going to go sleep in a little island mood here. We got some reggae cooking and Peanut's amped because I've been gone all day. Yep, he wants to go outside, but it's not going to happen because it's 10:30. All right, talk to you guys Tuesday. Good night.